Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. In the last lecture we have discussed basic concept of requirement. We have also discussed few examples of software requirements. In today's lecture we will discuss what is requirement engineering. We already know that what is requirement, and we will briefly discuss the word engineering. Okay, what is engineering? Engineering is actually the practical implementation of science and maths to solve the problems. किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए हम जो प्रैक्टिकली साइंस और मैथ्स को इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं उनको हम इंजीनियरिंग कहते हैं. इंजीनियरिंग के थ्रू हम क्या करते हैं? वी आर गोइंग टू इन्वेंट, design, build, maintain, research and improve structures, machines, tools, system, components, materials and processes. It means if we want to improve, if we want to invent, design, build or maintain, or we want to improve some structures, machines, tools and processes, we need engineering. Requirement engineering is a new area which is started in 1993. The first international symposium of requirement engineering was held in 1993. Now we are going to discuss what is requirement engineering. Requirement engineering is a process which provides systematic and standard way to determine requirement for a software product. रिक्वायरमेंट इंजीनियरिंग एक्चुअली क्या है? ये एक प्रोसेस है जिसके थ्रू हम किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोडक्ट की जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो डिटरमिन करते हैं यूजिंग सम सिस्टमेटिक वे एंड सम स्टैंडर्ड्स. We will further discuss what is requirement engineering. The requirement engineering is used to develop and use the technology effectively to determine, specify and analyze the requirements from stakeholders like clients and users that shall be performed by the software system. इन्हें requirement engineering क्या है? ये एक प्रोसेस है जिसके थ्रू हम टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करके यूज़र के रिक्वायरमेंट को गैदर करते हैं और उनको एनालाइज करते हैं. Importance of requirement engineering. Due to the massive failure of software projects in the first few decades, requirement engineering has emerged the most focused field of study, research and practice. A report of survey conducted in 2000 shows that only 26% of the software projects were considered as successful. It simply means that 74% of the software projects have been failed. According to the Tom DeMarco, a US software engineer, he says that 56% of the errors in the software can be traced back to the requirement phase. Means he analyzed that the errors which comes in the software projects, most of them are traced back to the requirement phase. इसका मतलब ये है कि सॉफ्टवेयर का जो लाइफ साइकिल है उसमें जितनी भी एरर्स आते हैं उसमें से मोर देन 50% एरर्स जो है वो रिक्वायरमेंट फेज से मुंसलिक होते हैं. मतलब वो रिक्वायरमेंट फेज की एरर की वजह से वो प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं. फर्दर टू डिस्कस द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ रिक्वायरमेंट इंजीनियरिंग. The hardest part of building a software system is deciding precisely what to build. It is the most difficult task in developing a software system is to decide what user actually needed. No other part of the conceptual work is as difficult as establishing the detailed technical requirements, including all of the interfaces to the people, to machines and other software systems. It simply means that the software requirement engineering is one of the most important part of software development life cycle. But in the software requirement engineering phase, the most difficult task is to define the communication between that how the system communicate with the people, how the system communicate with other machines or systems, and how the system will communicate with other software systems. Means it is the most difficult part of requirement engineering phase to define that how the newly developed system will communicate with people, with other machines and with software systems. No other part of the work is so crippled the resulting system if done wrong. It simply means this part of the work is highly damaging if done wrong. Any mistake, it means any mistake at this stage can lead to high risk and damaging, and it is very expensive to correct this mistake. No other part is more difficult to rectify later. It means that if we done some mistake in the requirements specification phase, in the software requirement and specification phase, so it would be very difficult and expensive to remove this error or this mistake in later stages of software development. The importance of the software requirement engineering increases with increase of the software project complexities. यानी जितनी सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोजेक्ट्स कम्प्लेक्स होते जाते हैं उतनी ही रिक्वायरमेंट इंजीनियरिंग की जो इम्पोर्टेंस है वो बढ़ती है. Frequent change in user requirements. User requirements change frequently, so there is need to adopt an effective technology or process to handle the changes properly. Outsourcing offshore projects. A number of social and cultural issues arises while developing offshore projects, so need for standardization increase. जब हम ऑफशोर प्रोजेक्ट्स की बात करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली हमारे जहन में जो बात आती है वो क्या है कि डिफरेंट कंट्रीज़ का, डिफरेंट लोकेलिटीज़ का जो सोशल एंड कल्चरल वैल्यूज़ हैं वो डिफरेंट है. सो वहाँ पे रिक्वायरमेंट को मैनेज करना बहुत मुश्किल है. तो इसलिए ज़रूरी है कि हम एक स्टैंडर्ड तरीका को अपनाएं और उसी स्टैंडर्ड के मुताबिक प्रोजेक्ट के रिक्वायरमेंट को गैदर किया जाए. Cost fixing errors. Fixing errors in later stages of development is highly expensive. अगर रिक्वायरमेंट इंजीनियरिंग फेज के दौरान ही हम एरर को फाइंड कर लें तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा आसान होगा उनको फिक्स करना. इसके मुकाबले में अगर हम एरर्स को फिक्स करेंगे लेटर स्टेजेस में तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम टेकिंग और एक्सपेंसिव हो जाएगा. Causes of failures. Incorrect requirement can lead to project failure. Definitely अगर रिक्वायरमेंट इनकरेक्ट है, यूज़र की नीड के मुताबिक नहीं है, तो एट द एंड क्या होगा? प्रोजेक्ट फेल हो जाएगा। इट इज़ द एंड ऑफ दिस लेक्चर। वी विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर।